The എക്സാമിൻ്റെ ട്രൂ ഓർ ഫോൾസ് സമ്മറിയാണ്. ഒരു 12 മാർക്സോളം ഇതിൽ വരും. ഫസ്റ്റ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ, ട്രേഡ് ഡിസ്കൗണ്ട്. ഇത് പാസ്റ്റ് ഇയർ പേപ്പറും RTP MTPയുടെ കമ്പൈലേഷനാണ്. ഫസ്റ്റ് ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ, ട്രേഡ് ഡിസ്കൗണ്ട് ഈസ് എ റിഡക്ഷൻ ഗ്രാൻറ്റഡ് ബൈ എ സപ്ലയർ ഫ്രം ദ ലിസ്റ്റ് പ്രൈസ് ഓഫ് ഗുഡ്സ് ഓർ സർവീസസ് ഓൺ ബിസിനസ് കൺസിഡറേഷൻസ് ഫോർ പ്രോംപ്റ്റ് പേയ്മെൻറ്റ്. ഫോൾസ് ആണ്. ട്രേഡ് ഡിസ്കൗണ്ട് ഈസ് എ റിഡക്ഷൻ ഗ്രാൻറ്റഡ് ബൈ സപ്ലയർ ഫ്രം ദ ലിസ്റ്റ് പ്രൈസ് ഓഫ് ഗുഡ്സ് ഓർ സർവീസസ് ബിസിനസ് കൺസിഡറേഷൻ അതർ ദാൻ പ്രോംപ്റ്റ് പേയ്മെൻറ്റ്. ഇത് ശരി, ക്യാഷ് ഡിസ്കൗണ്ടാണ് ഇതിൻ്റെ ഉത്തരം ട്രൂ ആവണമെങ്കിൽ. XYZ and company runs a cafe. They renovated some of the old cabins. Because of the renovation, some space was made free and number of cabins was increased from 15 to 18. The total expenditure incurred was 30,000 and was treated as revenue expenditure. അത് ക്യാപിറ്റൽ എക്സ്പെൻഡിച്ചർ ആണ്, കാരണം എൻഹാൻസ്മെൻ്റ് ആണ്. ഫോൾസ് ആണ് ഉത്തരം. വാല്യുവേഷൻ ഓഫ് ഇൻവെൻട്രി അറ്റ് കോസ്റ്റ് ഓർ നെറ്റ് റിയലൈസബിൾ വാല്യൂ വിച്ച് എവർ ഈസ് ലെസ് ഈസ് ബേസ്ഡ് ഓൺ ദ പ്രിൻസിപ്പിൾ ഓഫ് കൺസർവേറ്റിസം. ട്രൂ ആണ്. കൺസർവേറ്റിസം തന്നെയാണ് കാരണം. ഇൻ കേസ് ഓഫ് ബിൽ ഓഫ് എക്സ്ചേഞ്ച്, ദ ഡ്രോവർ and the payee may not be the same person, but in the case of promissory note, the maker and the payee may be the same person. False ആണ്. The drawer and payee may be same person in case of bill of exchange, whereas in the promissory note, maker and payee cannot be the same person. Fifth one, a partnership firm cannot own any assets. അത് ട്രൂ ആണ്. A partnership firm is not a distinct legal entity and therefore can't own any assets. The partners own the assets of the firm. ഇനി സിക്സ്ത് വൺ, സിൻസ് കമ്പനി ഹാസ് എക്സിസ്റ്റൻസ് ഇൻഡിപെൻഡൻറ്റ് ഓഫ് ഇറ്റ്സ് മെമ്പേഴ്സ്, ഇറ്റ്സ് കണ്ടിന്യൂസ് ടു ബി ഇൻ ദ എക്സിസ്റ്റൻസ് ഡെസ്പൈറ്റ് ഓഫ് ദ ഡെത്ത്, ഇൻസോൾവൻസി ഓർ ചേഞ്ച് ഓഫ് മെമ്പേഴ്സ്. ട്രൂ ആണ്. amount spent for the construction of temporary huts which were necessary for construction of the cinema house and were demolished when the cinema house were ready is a capital expenditure. True ആണ്. Eighth one, if the amount is posted in the wrong account or it is written on the wrong side of an account, it is called an error of principle. തെറ്റാണ്. എറർ ഓഫ് കമ്മീഷൻ ആണ് ഉത്തരം. നെക്സ്റ്റ് നയൻത്ത് വൺ, ഇൻ കേസ് ഓഫ് കൺസൈൻമെൻറ്റ് സെയിൽ ഓണർഷിപ്പ് ഓഫ് ഗുഡ്സ് വിൽ ബി ട്രാൻസ്ഫേർഡ് ടു കൺസൈൻമെൻറ്റ് അറ്റ് ദ ടൈം ഓഫ് റിസീവിങ് ദ ഗുഡ്സ്. അത് ഈ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻ കൺസൈൻമെൻറ്റ് ഇല്ല, അപ്പോൾ അത് ഒഴിവാക്കിക്കോ. ഇൻ കേസ് ഓഫ് ദ ഡേറ്റ് ഓഫ് എ bills falls after the date of closing the account, the interest from the date of closing to such due date is known as redding interest. ട്രൂ ആണ്. ഡ്യൂ ഡേറ്റ് ഫോൾസ് ചെയ്യുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ആഫ്റ്റർ ദാറ്റ്. ദെൻ limited liability, it's a limited liability partnership is governed by Indian Partnership Act 1932. Limited LLP is governed by Indian Partnership Act ആണോ? അല്ല, LLP. It is LLP Act 2008. യശ് കുമാർ, ഹായ്. 12th question. The relationship between sales and fixed assets is expressed as working capital ratio. Delete ചെയ്തിട്ടുണ്ട് ഇത്. It's not needed. 13th one, overhauling expenses for the engine of motor car to get better fuel efficiency is revenue expenditure. No, it's an enhancement, so it is a capital expenditure. Depreciation is a non-cash expense and does not result in any cash outflow. It's a true answer. Fees received for life membership is a revenue receipt as it is of recurring nature. False. Life membership fee received from life membership is a capital receipt as it is a non-recurring nature. It is directly added to capital fund or general fund. 16th question. If closing stock appears in the trial balance, the closing inventory then not entered in trading account, it is shown only in the balance sheet. It's a true answer. It's not as it is not an adjusting entry, it is not shown in trial balance. 17th one, inventory turnover ratio is also known as stock turnover ratio. It's a true answer. If Bell Credit Commission is deleted from the course. 19th one, expenses in connection with obtaining a license for running the cinema hall is a revenue expenditure. No, it's a false answer. Cinema hall could not be started without license. Expenditure incurred to obtain the license is pre-operative expense which is capitalized. Such expenses are not revenue and amortized over a period of time. Reissue of forfeited share is allotment of shares but not a sale. It's a wrong answer. It's actually a share sale, not issue of shares. 21st question. If the effect of error of errors committed cancel out. The errors will be called compensating error and trial balance will disagree. Trial balance will agree is the answer. So that's wrong answer. False. 22nd. There are two ways of preparing an account guarantee. Account guarantee is deleted. When there is no partnership deed prevails, the interest on loan of a partner to be paid in 6%. Very good, correct answer. 24. Interest coverage ratio indicates the firm's ability to pay off current interest and installment. It's deleted from the course. And accrual concept implies accounting on cash basis. Say false answer. It means due on accrual basis. Accrual basis accounting involves recognition of revenues and costs as and when they are accrue irrespective of actual receipts or payments. 26. The sale book is kept to record both cash and credit sale. No, sale book is only recorded on the basis of credit sale. 27. Bank reconciliation statement is prepared to arrive at the bank balance. It's a false answer. It's a tricky one. Bank reconciliation statement is prepared to reconcile and explain the causes of difference between bank balance as per cash book and same as per bank statement on a particular date, not for finding the answer. 28. Finished goods are normally valued at cost or market price, whichever is higher. Wrong. It's at lower. Reducing balance method of depreciation is followed to have a uniform charge for depreciation and repairs and maintenance together. It's a true answer. It's a very tricky one. In the early periods of useful life of a fixed asset, repairs and maintenance expenses are relatively low because of the asset is new. Whereas in the later periods, as the asset becomes old, repairs and maintenance and expenses increases continuously. Under written down value method, depreciation charge is high in the initial period and reduces continuously in the later periods. Thus, depreciation and repair and maintenance expenses become more or less uniform throughout the useful life of the asset. This is a very tricky one and it's very important. Discount at the time of retirement of a bill is a gain for the drawee. True. Discount at the time of retirement of bill is a great gain. 31. A withdrawal of cash from business by the proprietor should be charged to profit and loss as an expense. False. Cash withdrawal by the proprietor from his business should be treated as his drawings and not a business expense. 32. Partners can share profit or losses in their capital ratio when there is no agreement. No, it is false. It's equally shared. Receipts and payments accounts highlights the total income and expenditure. False. Receipts and payments account is a classified summary of cash receipts and payments over a certain period together with cash and bank balance at the beginning and close of the period. 34. Goods worth 600 taken by the proprietor for personal use should be credited to capital account. False. It should be reduced from purchase account. 35. Amount paid to management company for consultancy to reduce the working expenses is capital expenditure if the reduced working expenses will generate long-term benefits to the entity. It is a true statement because it is an enhancement of the thing, otherwise reduction in the cost. 36. An additional commission to the consignee who agrees to bear the loss on account of bad debts is called overriding commission. It's a false answer because the additional commission to the consignee who agrees to bear the loss on account of bad debt is known as del creditor commission. 37. When there is no agreement among the partners, the profit or loss of the firm will be shared in the capital ratio. It's a wrong answer. When shares are forfeited, the share capital account is debited with called up capital of shares forfeited and the share forfeiture account is credited with calls in arrear of shares forfeited. False. When the shares are forfeited, the share capital account is debited with called up capital of shares forfeited and the share forfeiture account is credited with the amount received on shares forfeited. 39. The results and position disclosed by final accounts are not exact. True. They are prepared on the basis of assumptions, conventions, concepts and personal judgments of the person who prepare them. It is not an exact same. It is true and fair as we study in audit. The rationale behind the opening of a suspense account is to tally the trial balance. False. The rationale behind opening suspense account is to avoid delay in preparation of finance statements. It's a very tricky one. You should give more importance to that. Reducing balance method is depreciation is followed to have a uniform charge. It's repetition. Accounting can be viewed as an information system which has its input processing methods and output. True. It have that. The value of human resources is generally shown as an asset in the balance sheet. It's a false statement. Cannot be measured through money. Financial statement must disclose all the relevant and reliable information in accordance with the full disclosure principle. True. 45. The debit notes issued are used to prepare sales return book. False. The debit notes are used to prepare the purchase return book. Purchase debit. You can study like that. In account current, it's cancelled. A tally trial balance with the books of accounts have been prepared as per accepted accounting principle. It's not a correct statement, because trial balance just means an arithmetical accuracy of the statement. 48. Capital plus long term liabilities equal to fixed assets plus current assets plus cash minus current liabilities. It's true. The right hand side of equation includes cash twice. No, I think there is a misstatement in the question. 49. Consignment account is of the nature of real account. It's removed from the syllabus. Consignment account is actually a nominal account. The sales book is kept to record its repetition. In the calculation of average due date, only the due date of first transaction must be taken as the repetition. In a partner, if a partner retires, then other partners have a gain in their profit sharing ratio. True, because the loss will be shared by other profit or loss will be shared by other partners in their profit sharing ratio. 53. Net income in case of persons practicing vocation is determined by preparing P&L account. No, it is taken by preparing income and expenditure account. It's a non-profit organization thing. ഇനി അഡീഷണൽ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ഫോർ പ്രാക്ടീസ്. അപ്പോൾ ഇതുവരെയുള്ളത് ആണ് നമുക്ക് എക്സാമിന് ഓൾറെഡി ചോദിച്ചിട്ടുള്ളത്. ഇനിയുള്ളത് അഡീഷണൽ ക്വസ്റ്റ്യൻസ് ആണ്. ക്യാപിറ്റൽ ഈസ് ഓൾ അസറ്റ്സ് ലെസ് ഫിക്റ്റീഷ്യസ് അസറ്റ്സ്. നോ, ക്യാപിറ്റൽ ഈസ് ഓൾ അസറ്റ്സ് ലെസ് ഫിക്റ്റീഷ്യസ് അസറ്റ്സ് ലെസ് എക്സ്റ്റേണൽ ലയബിലിറ്റീസ്. ഇക്വിറ്റീസ് പ്ലസ് ലോങ് ടേം ലയബിലിറ്റി മൈനസ് കറണ്ട് ലയബിലിറ്റി ഈക്വൽ ടു ഫിക്സ്ഡ് അസറ്റ് പ്ലസ് current asset. False. The basic account equation is equity plus long term liability plus current liability equal to fixed asset plus current asset. Prudence is a concept to recognize unrealized profits and not losses. That's a wrong statement. It is for unrealized loss and realized profit. Prudence is a concept to recognize future and anticipated losses and not profits. Fourth one. As per S1, fundamental accounting assumptions are going concern, full disclosure. No, fundamental accounting assumptions are consistency, accrual and going concern, CAG. As per concept of conservatism, the accountant should provide for all possible losses but should not anticipate income. It's a true statement. Sixth one, the economic life of an enterprise is artificially split into periodic intervals in accordance with their going concern assumption. No, it is, yeah, it's true. The economic life of an enterprise is artificially split into periodic intervals according with accounting period concept. Yeah, actually the answer is wrong only. They mistakenly put it as a true statement. It is because of the periodicity concept, not because of going concern concept. Next one, lease premium will be treated as revenue expenditure. False. Lease premium is a capital expenditure. Amount received by the issue of debenture is a capital receipt. True. Money received by way of issue of shares or debentures by a company is a capital receipt. Next one, capital expenditure is done to restore the efficiency of asset. False. Capital expenditure is done to improve the efficiency of an asset. Revenue loss is not the same thing as revenue expenditure. True. Revenue expenditure incurred to receive a benefit during a current year. Revenue loss occurs in the normal course of business and provides no benefit. Unwanted questions. Any expenditure which increases the value of fixed assets is termed as capital expenditure. That's a true statement. Preliminary expenses are classified under deferred revenue expenditure. True. Wages paid to workers for erecting machines will be treated as revenue expenditure. False, because it's a capital expenditure. Capital receipts are either shown as an increase in the liabilities or as a reduction in the value of assets. That's a true statement. Money spent to reduce working expenses is treated as capital expenditure. That's a true statement. Interest paid on purchase of an asset in all cases will be treated as capital expenditure. False. ഇങ്ങനെ എക്സ്ട്രീമിറ്റികൾ പറയുന്ന സെൻറ്റൻസുകൾ ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ ഓൾ കേസസ് എന്നൊക്കെ പറയുന്ന പോലത്തെ കേസ് ഉണ്ടെങ്കിൽ നമുക്ക് വി ക്യാൻ റിമൂവ് ഇറ്റ്. സച്ച് എക്സ്പെൻഡിച്ചർ ഈസ് ക്ലാസിഫൈഡ് അണ്ടർ ദ ഹെഡ് capital expenditure if it is paid during the production or construction period. That expenditure will be treated as revenue after the asset is put to use. A building of book value 45,000 got demolished and a new building having a book value of 17 lakh was constructed. Thus 45,000 is a revenue loss and 17 lakh is a capital receipt. That's a false statement because 45,000 is a revenue loss but 17 lakh is a capital expenditure. Repairs amount spent on second hand machine purchased recently before using it will be treated as capital expenditure. True. It's an overrolling expenses. 10 lakh were spent on the construction of a mess hall for the welfare of the employees. 6 lakh were received from the government as a grant. In that case 4 lakh will be treated as capital expenditure and 6 lakh as capital receipt. False. 10 lakh will be treated as capital expenditure since it is spent on the construction of the mess hall through the amount has been received as a grant. 20. Amount spent in connection with the issue of capital should be considered as a capital expenditure, but legal expenses spent in connection with the issue of capital shall be considered as revenue expenditure. That's a wrong answer. Both will be considered as a capital expenditure only. Expenses in connection with obtaining a license for running cinema hall is a revenue expenditure. False. It is a capital expenditure. Present liability of an uncertain amount which can be measured reliably by using a substantial degree of estimation is termed as contingent liability. No. Present liability of an uncertain amount which can be measured reliably by using a substantial degree of estimation is termed as provision. If that substantial degree of estimation എന്നുള്ളത് മാറിയിട്ട് certain ആണെന്ന് പറഞ്ഞു കഴിഞ്ഞാൽ we can call it as a liability. ഇനി ആ സബ്സ്റ്റാൻഷ്യൽ ഡിഗ്രി ഓഫ് എസ്റ്റിമേഷൻ എന്നുള്ളത് മാറിയിട്ട് ഇറ്റ് കനോട്ട് ബി എസ്റ്റിമേറ്റഡ് യൂസിങ് സബ്സ്റ്റാൻഷ്യൽ ഡിഗ്രി ഓഫ് എസ്റ്റിമേഷൻ എന്ന് പറയുകയാണെങ്കിൽ ഇറ്റ് വിൽ ബി എ വാട്ട് യു സേ contingent liability. In the financial statement contingent liability is recognized. False. In the financial statement contingent liability is not recognized. It's just disclosed. If an inflow of economic benefit is probable, then a contingent asset is disclosed in the financial statement. No. If an inflow of economic benefit is probable, then a contingent asset is disclosed in the report of approving authority and the corresponding approving authority in case of any other enterprise. If it is virtually certain, then it will be termed as an asset, not a contingent asset. Contingent asset is never recorded in the books. It's just disclosed in the approving authority's statement. Contingent asset usually arises from unplanned or unexpected events that give rise to possibility of an outflow of economic benefits to the entity. False. Contingent asset usually arises from unplanned or unexpected events that give rise to the possibility of an inflow of economic benefits to the business entity, not an outflow. Wages paid for erection of machinery is debited to P&L account. False. It is capitalized. The balance in the cash book shows net income. It's a false statement because balance in cash book shows cash in hand at the end of the period. The debts written off as bad if recovered subsequently are credited to debtors account. No. The debts written off as bad if recovered subsequently shall be credited to bad debts recovered account. It's an income account. 29. The sales day book is a part of the ledger. It's a subsidiary book. It's not the part of a ledger. The sales day book is a book of prime entry and so it's part of journal. 30. Patent right is in the nature of nominal account. False. Patent right is an intangible asset, so it is in a real account nature. 31. Goods costing 600 taken by the proprietor for repetition. If a check received is further endorsed, it must be entered on the both sides of the cash book. True. If the cash book is debited on cash column, then the check is received and credited when it is endorsed. 33. Rent paid account is nominal account, whereas rent received account is real account. False. Rent paid and rent received both are nominal accounts. 34. A tally trial balance is conclusive proof of accuracy of an account. No, it's just arithmetical accuracy. Even it may contain compensating errors also. Opening, closing, rectifying and adjusting entries are recorded in journal proper. True. Sale of office furniture should be credited to sales account. False. It should be shown in the furniture account. The balance in the petty cash book represent expenses. No, it is cash in hand. The purchase day book is a part of the ledger. False. Purchase day is a part of original entry. 39. In a cash book, discount columns may shown either debit balance or credit balance. False. Discount columns and cash book are not tallied. They are just totaled or balanced, but never balanced. They are just total, never balanced. 40. Purchase day book records all purchases of books. Purchase books only record credit purchases, not cash purchases. Then the sales book is kept to record all the sales. No, only credit sales. The debit notes issued are used to prepare sales return book. That's a wrong answer. Credit notes are prepared to use sales return. Credit sales. Like that you can study. 42. The debit notes issued are used to prepare sales return. Oh no, this repetition. Bank column of cash book will show only debit balance. False. Bank column of the cash book may show debit or credit balance. Overdraft. Maybe overdraft. The interest charged by banker to customer on overdrawn account is called renting. Repetition. It's false. BRS is prepared to arrive at the bank. Repetition. Interest charged by the bank will be deducted when the overdraft as per the cash book is starting point for making the bank reconciliation statement. False. Interest charged by bank will be added because it will increase the overdraft as shown in the cash book. 47. If the balance as per cash book and as per the passbook are same, there is no need to prepare reconciliation statement. False. Differences in cash book, and even if the balances are same, BRS is prepared to find out the reasons for difference of cash book and passbook, even if the balances of the cash book and passbook are the same. Salary paid to RAM will be debited to RAM's personal account. False. Because salary paid to RAM will be debited to salaries account. 49. A promissory note can be made payable to the bearer. False. A promissory note cannot be payable to the bearer. It is payable or to the order of certain person. No cancellation entry is required when a bill is renewed. False. When the bill is renewed, entries are passed for cancellation of the old bill and for recording new bill. 51. At the time of renewal of bill, interest account is debited in the books of drawee. True. At the time of renewal, interest account is debited in the books of the drawee as it represents an expense for him. 52. A bill given to a creditor is called bills payable. True. A has drawn bill on B and B accepts the same and endorses the bills to C. False. B cannot endorse the bill to C because he is the drawee. Only A, the drawer, can do it. Discount at the time of retirement of a bill is a gain for the drawee. True. Discount at the time of retirement of a bill is the gain for the drawee. Rectifying errors in subsequent accounting period always affect the profit and loss of that period. True. No, it is not true. It's for the previous period. Rectifying errors in subsequent accounting period related to personal or real accounts will not affect the profit of that period. Only nominal accounts will affect. 59. Errors of principle involves an incorrect allocation of expenditure or receipts between capital and revenue. True. Wrong casting of subsidiary books does not affect the trial balance. False. Wrong casting of subsidiary books will affect the trial balance because wrong total will be posted to its account and then to the trial balance. 61. If the amount is posted in the wrong account or it is written on the wrong side of account, it is called error of commission. It's a true statement. Under or overcasting of a subsidiary book is an example of error of commission. That's also a true statement. 63. Any type of error affects the agreement of trial balance. False. There are errors which will not affect the trial balance. Purchase of the office furniture has been debited to general expenses account. It is a compensating error. No, it's a false statement. It is a error of principle. Finished goods are normally valued at cost or market price, whichever is higher. Repetition. Inventory cost or replacement is valued on basis of cost or NR, whichever is lower only. Land is also a depreciable asset. Wrong statement. Land is never a depreciable asset. Depreciation in cash expenditure. No, it's not a cash expenditure. Depreciation is an amortized expenditure. That's a true statement, because depreciation is charged on value of fixed assets over its useful life. So by way of depreciation, any capital expenditure is amortized over its useful life. 71. Depreciation cannot be provided in case of loss in a financial year. False. Depreciation is a charge against profit, so it has been provided for whether there is a profit or loss in the financial year of the business. Depreciable amount refers to the difference between historical cost and market value of an asset. Wrong. Depreciable amount refers to historical cost less salvage value. 73. Depreciation is a non-cash expense and does not result in any cash outflow. Repetition. Sales or return account in the sale or return ledger represents the value of goods still lying in the customers for approval. True. P&L account shows financial position of the concern. That's a false statement, because it is not for the concern, it is for the particular accounting period. That's the trickiness of this question. 77. The provision for discount on debtors is calculated before deducting the provision for doubtful debts from debtors. False. The provision for discount on debtors is calculated after deducting the provision for doubtful debts from the debtors. The gain from the sale of capital assets need not be added to revenue to ascertain the net profit of a business. 78. True. The profit on sale of capital assets should not be added to ascertain the net operating profit of a business. 79. Under the liquidity approach, assets which are most liquid are presented at the bottom of the balance sheet. No, it's vice versa. The proprietor of a shop feels that he has made loss due to closing stock being 0. That's a wrong statement. Only closing stock is not taken in the calculation of the profits of a business. Then 81. Closing stock will never appear in the trial balance. False. Closing stock may appear in the TB. The additional commission to the consignee who agrees to bear the loss of an account on debts is called overriding commission. False. The additional commission to consignee who agrees to bear the account is called del creditor commission. 84. The relationship between consignor and consignee is that of the principal and agent. The relationship between consignor and consignee is the principal and agent. That's a true statement. 85. In consignment, the goods are dispatched on the basis that the goods will be sold on behalf of, at the expense of, and at the risk of the consignee. False. In consignment business, goods are generally sold on behalf of or at the expense of and at the risk of the consignor as per its basic characteristic. Account sales is the statement sent by consignor to the consignee. False. Account sales is the statement sent by the consignee to the consignor, showing the information of sales expenses incurred on behalf of the consignor, the commission earned by the consignee, any advance given to the consignor, and the balance due to consignor. 87. Loss of stock is said to be normal loss when such loss is not due to inherent characteristics of commodities. False. Loss due to inherent characteristics of goods is treated as normal loss, like petrol and all. A partner who devotes more time to a business than other partners is entitled to get a salary. No. No partner is entitled for salary unless it is provided in the partnership deed. 89. Partners can share profits and losses in their capital ratio when there is no agreement. False. If there is no agreement, profits or losses are to be shared equally among the partners. 90. The business of partnership firm must be carried on by all the partners. No, it can be carried on by any of the partners also. 92. Goodwill is a fictitious asset. False. Goodwill is an intangible asset. 93. Goodwill is in the nature of personal account. False. Goodwill is intangible in nature and real account. 94. If a partner retires, then the partners have a gain in their profit sharing ratio. That's a true statement. Minor can be admitted to the benefits of the LLP. False. Minor cannot be admitted to the benefits of LLP. Its minor can be admitted to the benefits of partnership only. 96. The objective of taking a joint life policy by the partnership firm is to secure the lives of the existing partners of the firm. False. The objective of taking JLP is to enable the firm to make payment to the legal representatives of a deceased partner or to the retiring partner. A very important question. 97. LLP has no separate legal entity. False. LLP has. LLP partners act as an agents of LLP and other partners. No, LLP are agents of LLP only, not of the partners. 99. When there is no partnership deed prevails, the interest on loan of a partner to be paid at 6%. That's a true statement. 100. Century. If payment is made on an average due date. Repetition. Scholarship granted to students out of the funds provided by governments will be debited to income and expenditure account. False. A scholarship granted to students should be deducted from the funds provided by the government for the same purpose in the balance sheet. 103. Receipts and payments account is a summary of all capital receipts and payments. False. Receipts and payment account is a summary of all cash or bank receipts and payments, whether they are of capital or revenue in nature. 104. If there appears a sports fund, the expenses incurred on sports activities will be taken to income and expenditure account. False. Expenses incurred on sports activities will be deducted from sports fund only. Receipts and payments account highlights the total income and expenditure. False. It is a statement which replicates bank or cash column. Only revenue items are disclosed in income and expenditure account. True. Fee received for life membership is a revenue receipt as it is a recurring in nature. No. False. It is a capital receipt because it is of non-recurring nature. Reserve capital or capital reserve carry the same meaning. No. Never. Reserve capital refers to the portion of uncalled up share capital which shall not be capable of being called up except in the event of winding up. Capital reserve is a reserve which is created out of the capital profits. 109. As per table of minimum rate of interest that can be charged on calls in arrear that can be allowed on calls in advance are 10% and 12% respectively. False. It is vice versa. Calls in advance, it is to be paid to the general public now, so it will be more. Calls in advance will be 12% and calls in arrears will be 10%. Reissue of forfeited shares is allotment of shares but not sale. It's a false statement. It is a sale of share. 111. Debenture redemption premium account on discount on issue of debentures account are nominal accounts. False. Debenture redemption premium account is a personal account, but discount on the issue of debenture account is a nominal account. Now, debentures can be issued at par or premium, but not at a discount. That's a false statement. Debenture can be issued at discount also. Like shares, a company can issue debentures with voting rights. False. A company cannot do it. Maximum number of members in case of a private company is 50. It's not relevant. Maximum number of private company now is 200. While drafting the balance sheet of the company, bills receivable are shown under the head other current asset. False. While drafting the balance sheet of a company, bills receivable are shown under the head of trade receivables. 116. When duration of operating cycle cannot be identified, it is assumed to be 12 months. True. Securities premium received by a company is added to share capital while preparing the balance sheet of the company. False. Securities premium is not added to share capital but is shown under the subhead reserves and surplus. It is mandatory for a company to deduct provision for bad and doubtful debts from trade receivables. False. It's a very important one. It is not mandatory for any company to deduct provision for bad and doubtful debts from the trade receivable. A company may show their provision under the subhead of short-term provisions in the head of current liabilities as per their choice. 119. A company registered under the Companies Act 2013 in India may prepare its balance sheet in horizontal form only. False. A company must prepare in balance sheet in vertical format. 120. Loss of stock is said to be abnormal loss when such loss is due to inherent characteristics of the commodity. No, it's normal loss. It's repetition. If the consignee is not authorized to get the creditor commission, then he is liable for the losses on account of non-recovery of debts. It's a false statement. 122. Consignee has no right in the profit on goods sent on consignment. That's a true statement. Consignee being an agent is entitled for commission only, not for the share in profit. If the creditor commission is paid to the consignee, the loss of bad debts is to be borne by the consignor. False. If the creditor commission is paid to the consignee, then the loss of bad debts will be borne by the consignee only. So every questions are finished. All the best, guys. I'll upload the PDF questions and answers in the description below.